folks, it's me, it's MRB, Mr. Big, it's best kept secret and podcasting king, and I'm here with the gorgeous, the absolute pinnacle of perfection when it comes to podcasting, the Queen of Supreme, the podcasting dream.
Just call me Tats.
Yeah, we're in, she's here, she's got off her dreaded lurgy.
I'm here. It's not a robot. It's not a program. I'm actually here. I promise.
It's not sound bites of me pressing numbers and pretending she's actually here. She is here. Can you believe this shit? Oh, we're glad to have you back, Tats. And I'll tell you what, it's not been the same without you.
Oh, well, I'm glad to be back. I've missed it.
Well, I'm not surprised. You know, my dulcet tones, anybody can miss them. Like last week was weird. Trying to do it on my own. 20 minutes of a podcast on my own. That was so weird.
It was a good one, though. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the podcast. It was quite fun.
I bet you did. Sat there going, can't
I know, but it felt so weird that I wasn't there. It felt so strange.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But you did a good job.
I tried to.
You know, I have to say well done for that.
Well, I sat here waffling on about bollocks for 20 minutes. Like, what do I talk about next? Clans. Yeah, clans are shit on your own without one. So here's how you should be able to find a new one. That'll do. Oh, the hell on fire.
Well, I'm back now for good. I promise.
Want you back for good. So yeah, it's been a bit of a week this week in gaming, hasn't it?
It has, yeah. Some interesting stuff's come out.
You're not kidding. Especially with the release of Destiny 2's ShadowKeep. The new sort of scary, not scary, kind of meant to be scary, but isn't DLC for Destiny 2. Yeah, a bit mixed on this, to be honest. You've not been able to play it, but I have.
Yes.
I've pretty much played nothing but ShadowKeep for the last 6 days or so. Monday today, Tuesday tomorrow. So we'll pretend it's tomorrow. We'll call it a week. But yeah, mixed. I must admit, I'm mixed. There's been definite graphical improvements. That is without a doubt. The moon looks fantastic. I've seen a lot of reviews calling Bungie lazy because it's just a D1 map with improvements. Well, yes, it is a D1 map. They never said it was. This is the thing that's annoying me with the people saying that is Bungie never said any different. They always said, look, we're going back to the moon. We're going back to this. But they've enhanced the map they've added, I think, an extra 20-30% onto the original map, roughly. Yeah. But they've also added depth in it as well with lost sectors and dungeons and all that sort of thing. The strikes, they've added 2 new strikes, which both are very well designed, you know, something different in each one. They've added, bloody hell, a new raid, which we've got to give massive props to World's First. Who got World's First? Was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday.
Yes. Ascendant. Yeah, I think the name is Ascend.
Well, the players are Anti-Vist, Cyber, X-Black. Why is he X-Black? As opposed to, what is he now, fucking purple? Anyway, Monks, Nazul, and Pash.
Congratulations, guys.
Yeah, no, that's a massive feat to get Worlds for, because I tell you what, that raid was not easy. I went in with some friends on Saturday and got my body spanked constantly for a good 2.5 hours. And then I was like, you know what? You motherfuckers can't hang. And I had to leave. It was me. I was just knackered by that point.
Didn't it take like over 6 hours, like 6 hours and 12 minutes or so? They were like 2 minutes ahead of the
there was just over 2 minutes and 33 seconds ahead. But it's the fact that the raid's it took a good 24 hours to beat easily.
Oh yeah.
It dropped on Saturday night and it took till Sunday to beat it. So yeah, that's quite
some real dedication. I'm very surprised that there's what raid was it? The Last Wish, I think it was. In Forsaken.
Last Wish took forever.
The clan that's got Glade in it. He's a streamer. His clan did it. The Last Wish. They were the world's first as well. I watched that live. That was actually pretty fucking cool. So it's pretty cool that there's like another sort of clan that are doing it, sort of paving the way for the next ones. You know, it's quite cool. It's quite cool.
Well, I'm glad it wasn't Datto.
Yeah.
Or the other one that always seemed to get it. And, not that I don't have any respect for these people are serious Destiny grinders, but they toss bots. And I can't stand them. And if I ever meet him in the street, he's going to be like, "You little shit, what did you say?" And it's like, well, Mr. Datto, I meant. But the straight fact is that I'm glad it's someone new that got it and the title has been passed on to somebody else. But well, I tell you what, my throat is horrible today. The actual I'm actually surprised at some of the reviews I'm seeing. There's quite a lot of negativity, and I think it's just because it's a new way of Bungie doing things. They tried, when Forsaken dropped, they tried this thing with this season pass thing, which was all right. You know, it wasn't brilliant, but the idea was that they had 4 seasons, and in each season they're going to drop content. Well, they brought that again, but they've sort of added more content to drop over time. Like, for instance, the game dropped on Tuesday. On Saturday, we got Vex Incursions, which is a brand new game mode. It's actually quite fun. It's not bad. It's a good little farm because you can run through a whole thing in 10 minutes. If that, you'll get loads of loot out of it, which you can dismantle into things to buy other stuff. Fair enough.
Right, okay.
There's a few complaints that the vendors aren't really selling anything different. Well, yeah. They might do over the next year, depending on what's coming with the content. But there's still things like dungeons that haven't dropped yet. There's still major content that hasn't dropped, yet they're already giving like finale reviews on this DLC and treating it like it was supposed to be almost like Destiny 3, which was never the case.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't say that Bungie doesn't deserve some of the flack because they really do. Some of the weapons they've brought back are reskins from weapons from the Trial of Osiris DLC. Like West of Sun 47, my favourite hand cannon has been reskinned and put into the Vex incursions, which I don't mind because it's the best hand cannon in the world, so I'm not really arsed. But they've also done things like brought back the Stranger's Rifle from D1 and reskinned it and called it something else. I mean, I love the Stranger's Rifle. If you remember D1, the one where I ain't got time to explain because you're a stupid bitch and you're gonna fuck off anyway. Her rifle was my favourite rifle, and I got to play with it for all 30 minutes before it became useless again. But I'm just trying to think of the weapons, anything new. They've got some new exotics in there, which I've not been able to get my hands on yet, because one of them is a comeback from Destiny 1. One of them is Monte Carlo.
Oh.
And yes, all right, it's just bringing it back from Destiny 1. You could say that's lazy, but the Monte Carlo is a fucking good weapon. Why wouldn't you want that again?
Yeah, a lot of people use the Monte Carlo.
Monte Carlo.
I'm sorry, I said it so weird. My bad.
It's
Monte
Carlo.
Sorry.
It's not bouquet, it's bucket. No. So the Monte Carlo is an awesome weapon. But they've also put some new exotics in. One called, it's a heavy bow called Lazarus something or other, or Leviathan's Rage, or Callus's Testicles, something like that. Which I only get my hands on, but obviously it hasn't dropped in the loot pool yet, but that's ready to go. And there's another one as well. So there are new exotics that's dropped with this DLC. But I think it's a case of that not many people are used to this new way of spreading out content and sort of drip feeding content rather than giving it all at once for everyone to smash through. I mean, let's not break bones here. In 7 days, I've gone from like 750 light to 920 light on 2 characters. So
that's awesome.
I've smashed through fucking content like you wouldn't believe. And had they dropped everything at once, I'd have smashed through all that content as well and then sat there for the next year going, this is boring.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We as gamers can't help ourselves. You put a game like God of War, which is an award-winning, Academy acclaimed, best of the best game. I smashed through that game in about 4 days, from start to finish, and then repeat. In fact, after a week of having that game, I'd done 3 runs in it.
Wow.
And the straight fact is that that's just in a week. As gamers can't help this shit. We will gobble content like I gobble cake. You know what I mean? It's just we will gobble content like a film producer gobbles prostitutes. Yeah, it's just
See,
one of those things.
I think the way that Bungie wants to go with this is, just sort of dripping the content around like slowly, but you'll get it all in the end.
Yeah,
I think if you think about sort of Forsaken, for instance, or even in Destiny 1, as soon as you did the campaign, as soon as you did the raid, what was there after that? You were just waiting for a new DLC. It's
pretty
hard
much.
for a developer to give you a DLC and then the month later give you another DLC, a month later give you another one.
Impossible.
This shit isn't Call of Duty. Like, come on. This is Destiny. You get a campaign, you get new weapons, you get new raids,
Yeah,
new nightfalls and stuff like that. So I kind of like the way that they're doing it because there is a lot of bad reviews with it. Most of it is positive. I have to give it that. But there were a lot sticking out to me that are very, oh, it's only 4 hours worth of content. The vendors have still got the same shit. It's just recycled bullshit. It's worse than the Curse of Osiris. But if you're gonna get it bit by bit by bit, you're not gonna play the game for like up to a month, complete the raid, and then not play it for 6 months until the new DLC comes out. They want to keep their game relevant. They want to keep it going, and the server's full. That's what they want to
yeah.
do, and I completely think it's the right way to do it. I think it's a good way to do it. To be fair.
Anyone who says that this DLC is lighter than Osiris either hasn't played the game or is tripping balls. I
I
mean,
have no
seriously.
opinion on it. I've not played ShadowKeep yet.
Yeah,
Yet.
Osiris was pathetic. It was
Yeah.
absolutely 100% pathetic.
Skim
Shadowkeep,
through that
I have
shit.
been
It sucked.
smashing. I have been smashing for the last 7 days at a roughly about 10 hours per day. Easily. Not once running out of fucking content. I got to the point last night where I'd done all I could do on my Titan. So I swapped to me Warlock, got that up to 900 and smashed out the next 20 because I can. Because I know how to bump these things. But the straight fact is that anybody who says he's worse than Osiris is tripping balls. They don't have a fucking clue what they're talking about. And so if you think about it, from the last week, I've had roughly 60, 70 hours play out of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's more than you get from some single player games.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you look at Monster Hunter, the whole point, you do the same, it's the same game loop over and over again. You grab your target, you research your target, you get your weapons and armor together, you kill your target, and then again. Destiny's very similar in that sense. You look at your next objective, you look at what loot you want, you go for that objective, you get your loot, you crack on to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, there's a machine gun called Edgewise, which they've brought in, which is not an exotic or anything like that. It's a weapon you grind for. It took me, I reckon over 1,000 kills with machine guns and neck end of 50 strikes to complete.
Wow.
It was a long, hard, bloody grind. You're not completing that in a day.
No.
I don't care what anybody says. So the fact that these fucking fools go, it's worse than Osiris. They want the controllers taken off them because they don't appreciate games.
Yeah, pretty much.
All. They don't have a fucking. They're just Destiny hurt. And I'll guarantee they've never actually played it. I'll guarantee they've never played Shadowkeep. They just butt hurt over Destiny 2 when vanilla when it came out. And just stayed butt hurt.
I kind of see it from the point of the reason why I'm kind of siding more sort of in the middle of it is obviously one, I've not played Shadowkeep, so I can't give a full review, but once I get it, there will be one, promise. But when I came back to streaming last year, I started playing Destiny. That was one of my first games that I was playing on the PlayStation 4. And I got Forsaken, all that sort of stuff. I got everything up to that DLC, right? And I played it and played it. I think I got maybe a month or two out of it, and then I stopped. And I've not streamed since. Well, I've streamed a couple of games in between that, like CS:GO, etc. But I just completely got burnt out because it was the same shit all the time because they just gave it me all. I was all excited. I played all of it, and there was nothing else until Shadowkeep.
Yeah.
Am I right or am I wrong? After
But
Forsaken, what was there left to do
there was the
until Shadowkeep came
seasons.
out?
There was the
Fuck all
seasons.
apart from the
Well,
raid.
no,
It's like,
that's not strictly true. There was the seasons, and that was the whole part of it. But you had to buy the season pass, which was extra. And
yeah,
the straight fact was, though, however, I know for a fact that you played on your own. You didn't have a clan.
yeah,
Because we've obviously discussed this. Me and Tats do know each other. We do discuss things outside podcast. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
But the straight fact is that I know for a fact because I got burnt out with Forsaken when I didn't have a clan. And this game is a game where you need friends. You need a clan. You have to have it. Otherwise, it is not worth the price of admission. And I say that as a fact. I would not pay 30 quid or 35 quid or even 50 quid, including the season passes and stuff, if I had no one to play this game with. Because there's no point. These types of games have what they call a show-off value. You like to brag about your accomplishments, your achievements. I've just got Edgewise. I've just spent 20 hours grinding for it. You want to be able to brag. And if there's no one to brag to, you get to the end of the grind and you go, well, right, now what? You literally do. And the straight fact is Destiny's a game you have to play with friends. There's no two ways about it. And I touched on that last week, what Bungie could do to make finding a clan easier. Like, if you was a hardened PvP superstar, you wanted a clan you'd love to be able to look at reviews and say, no, this clan is purely for PvP. It's a good clan with good people, but they get salty if they lose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you'd know whether or not you want to be with them. But they need to make finding clans or getting an idea of what clans are like before you join them a lot easier. Because, I mean, the clan I'm in, Two Thumbs 2.0, the name says it all. All you need is 2 thumbs to be able to join. As long as you've got 2 thumbs and you play Destiny, you can join. And it's such a chilled atmosphere.
Yeah.
You know,
There's a lot of that not around though anymore. In Destiny 1, there was the toxicity, but it got worse in Destiny 2 for me.
Yeah.
In Destiny 1, everyone was new to the game, so you was able to latch onto people, you were able to find friends. I found so many people to play with in Destiny 1, and I don't think one person from back in the day even plays the game anymore. And plus, that was on the Xbox.
There was a lot of fall off.
So.
There was a lot of fall off with Destiny. They lost a lot of their due to how they treat the community to begin with. Because when Destiny 2 came out, they pretty much had the attitude of, look, we know what we're doing. You just shut up and play the game. And that was their attitude. And it was only until what do you call it? The Rasputin DLC, Warmind, something like that, came out, that Bungie realised that, hang on a minute, we need to actually get some of our community in and start building bridges, because at the moment we're just getting told to feck off. And that was pretty much, Bungie had to make a complete 180 on their whole attitude towards the community, because they were shit. They was really shit. Luke Smith, one of the big wigs at Bungie, was pretty much, I think, locked in a box after a couple of comments he made on Twitter. I'm fairly certain he was locked in Bungie's dungeon, told never to go near Twitter again. And we haven't seen him until the Shadowkeep DLC came out. And then all of a sudden he's back like, yeah, I'm back. I love you guys. He was a proper tosser when Destiny 2 first came out. I think he was the one that turned around at one point and said, look, we know what we're doing. You don't need to tell us what to do. We know what to do. We know what you like. So just if you don't want to play the game, don't play it. Just sort of shut up and enjoy.
Yeah.
And I think I was actually sat there and went, wow. oops, you're in trouble. But it was just one of those situations. But I think Destiny now is in the best place it's ever been. But I wasn't expecting a Forsaken DLC. And I think a lot of people are comparing ShadowKeep to Forsaken.
Yeah.
But Bungie
Yeah,
never advertised it as that. All the way down the line, Bungie have said Forsaken is to Destiny is what Taken King was to Destiny 1, whereas ShadowKeep to Destiny 2 is what Rise of Iron was to Destiny 1. Rise of Iron was, nowhere near as big as Taken King. Nowhere near. But it's still a very good DLC.
I think people are just not happy for the limited content, because a
Seemingly
DLC is limited content.
Seemingly
there's nothing
limited.
beyond that point until they bring out a new one. But I think that's one of the problems with people is that they just want a brand new game. They want it never ending, basically.
Yeah,
I
they're
think
impatient.
that's a lot of people's mentality.
They're impatient. That's the problem. They're
Yeah,
impatient.
exactly.
They're like
Throughout that whole sentence, I should have just said they're impatient.
Yeah, they're like greedy fat kids sat at a table getting pissed off because cakes aren't being delivered to them 24/7.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that's all it is. And you can't blame Bungie for going, well, no, we'll drop it when we're ready to drop it. It's like these dungeons. There's meant to be a new thing called Dungeons, which is like a mini 3-man raid with jumping puzzles and all that sort of shit. That looked amazing from what I've seen, but it's not dropped yet. Vex Incursions has only just dropped.
I think the way that they're handling this Bungie by just sort of giving it to us bit by bit by bit, people will definitely start to see the benefit when 6 months down the time they're like, fuck, that was actually really fun, and it's still going on. There's still things coming out, there's still new things, all that sort of stuff. People will definitely see the benefits. Just a bit more time is needed, and then people will start to come round for the new system, if this will be the new system, which I don't see why it wouldn't be. But I'm hopeful. That's what I have to say. I'm hopeful for it.
I think at the moment, for what it's costing, it's worth its money. You don't have to pay 50 quid for the digital deluxe. You don't have to be. You can pay something like 30 quid for the thing and 8 quid for a season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you think it's worth it, the season pass?
Yes, absolutely. Because bear in mind, you don't have to pay the year. You don't have to pay for the year. You're only paying for 3 months. So it's like £8.29 for 3 months worth of content. And then if you don't want to buy the next one, you don't have to buy it.
Oh. See, I downloaded Destiny 2 on my PC because it's now free.
Yes.
I just don't have ShadowKeep or Forsaken. Just to, quickly dive into it. And I saw when I first went in, the season pass that came up, like the daily rewards that you can get, compared from the normal don't have the pass and actually having the pass. And there's actually quite a few decent things that you can get. It seemed pretty cool, actually.
Well, here's this. I've just looked at this is for this season, yeah? October to December, Season of the Undying. So this is like the £8.29, what you're paying for like 3 months. This is the content that's coming. On the 5th of the 10th, the Raid launch, yeah? And Vex Offensive, so that was Saturday. On the 8th of the 10th, Hero Nightmare launches. So you've got Hero Nightmare Hunts. And then on the 15th of October, the Legend Nightmare Hunts start, along with Iron Banner. The 22nd of October, Exotic Gear Quest, Leviathan's Breath, which is that Heavy Ball I was talking about, and Master Nightmare Hunts begin. And then you've got the 29th of October, Festival of the Lost. 29th of October again, the Dungeon, what I've just been on about, launches, with a new PvP mode. Then you've got another exotic drop on the 29th, which is Exotic Gear Quest, Xenophage. Then you've got 5th of the 11th, first Raid Challenge drops. And then you've got 19th of the 11th, Vex Offensive Final Assault. This is everything that's dropping between now and the 19th of November. And people are judging this DLC on what it just has now. And saying it's content light, yet you've still got all this content to come between now and the 19th of November. that's quite a lot. That's for £8.29
Yeah.
plus the £35 for the DLC, or £30, whatever it costs.
Yeah.
To me, that doesn't sound bad.
That's definitely not bad, though. There is a lot of content, and it's going over a couple of months as well.
Yeah.
You know,
So
there's a lot of
when you look
promises
into
that are being made, and the things that we still don't know about that could be, you know, over the Christmas time and even into early next year. It seems like there's yet more to come, and they're still giving a lot out within the next month or two. Which sounds pretty fucking exciting. It sounds like a lot more content than what people are saying right now.
Well, judging from that, there's 11 events dropping between now and the 19th between Saturday, just gone, and the 19th of November.
Wow. That's pretty awesome. Like, you didn't even get that in, like, Destiny 1 or, you know, even Forsaken, I think. Like, you didn't even get any of that shit. That sounds pretty fun.
And people are not taking this into account. Now, there might be those who didn't pay for the season pass. Fine. I get that. If you've only spent £30 on the DLC and not got the season pass, shitter. I get it. You're going to be a little bit frustrated. But ShadowKeep was always meant to be bought with a season pass to make it worthwhile.
Yeah.
And if you're going to spend £30 on a DLC, why wouldn't you spend the extra £8 on the season pass for 3 months?
True. I think I'm gonna get ShadowKeep when it goes on sale.
I would wait for Black Friday because I guarantee they'll put it down to like a $5 and a blowjob. You know what I mean?
Oh, that last part. God damn.
It's what Destiny does, man.
Will it be me giving the BJ or receiving one?
Well, hey, that's an offer. There you go, folks. $5 and a blowjob from Tats, you in? Fucking hell on fire. But no, this is the thing. I mean, that's what Bungie's always done. They'll drop a DLC, then within a couple of months they put it down to some ridiculous price and piss off the people that's paid full price for it. And the way Bungie put it across is, yeah, but you've had all these months and whatever of exciting times and experiences for this. Fuck off. You're robbing us, you twats. And that's pretty much how it's always been. I mean, they did it with Rise of Iron. It came out as a £60 drop. I paid £60 for that DLC alone with all the bits with it as well. And then not 2 months later, maybe 2.5 months, it was a Black Friday event. You could buy Destiny 2, all the DLCs, including Rise of Iron, for £30.
Yeah.
And I was,
awesome.
I at that point, I would have happily nutted Luke Smith. You know, and I'm just saying. So if you're on the verge of buying ShadowKeep and you're not sure, I would wait till Black Friday. Because I guarantee they'll put it out for a tenner, because the rest of Destiny's now free. They'll do a bundle of Forsaken and ShadowKeep for £20. I'll guarantee it. I'm calling it now. Because of all these players that have downloaded Destiny for free, who don't have access to Forsaken and don't have access to ShadowKeep, they will literally say, look, you can have the whole lot for £20, including the season pass.
Yeah.
Or maybe even £30 with the season pass, and I would snap the fucking hand off of that. And that's what they'll do for Black Friday. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
I think that is, like I said, anyone who's looking at reviews right now, if it's a negative one, and I'm not saying this because I'm playing the game and I'm in with my awesome clan, 2 thumbs, or 2 thumbs up 2.0, I'm saying this as purely as non-biased as humanly possible. The game is worth its money. And you're listening to an uptight, tight as fuck northern person who doesn't spend money if I don't have to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I will find every way I can to save a quid anywhere. And if I'm saying at this moment in time it's worth its money, then you can take that to the bank. And anyone who says otherwise is just flat out lying or has something against Bungie.
Yeah.
End of story. And that's a straight... Bear in mind, I'm always the first in queue to give Luke Smith a kick in the bollocks. Always. Because I've always had a real issue with how Bungie's treated its fan base until recently, admittedly. Yeah. But still, if there's a reason to give Bungie a quick, swift kick in the nuts, I'll be there to do it. You know, devastating testicles is something I enjoy doing. So it's just one of those things. So the straight fact is that ShadowKeep has been, I think, a success so far.
Mm.
And I think that you need to buy it sooner rather than later, you tight-ass bastard. I'm waiting for Team Tactic Gorilla, man.
If there was like a cross-platform type of thing or whatever, I would be able to buy it right now with the balance I've got on Steam.
Master Race. Fuck your PC Master Race bollocks. Get on
No,
PlayStation.
it's because I've got money in my Steam account. I don't have money.
PC Master Race. So buy it on PlayStation. Yeah. Well, here's what you do, right? I don't know if that'll work. But buy it on PlayStation. Send it as a cross save to get to your account on PC. Buy a shitload of silver to your account. Bring it back to PlayStation and buy all the stuff.
Well, when I downloaded Destiny 2 on here, I did the cross save from my PlayStation, and I don't even have the Forsaken DLC on PC. I don't think it works like that.
No, we still should be able to buy silver, shouldn't you? Really? Maybe?
I don't know. I don't know if
silver's to your account.
I don't know. That's something I'm going to have to look into.
Anyway, stop being a tight bastard. I want in Team Tactic Gorilla to get moving on Destiny, man. I'm sat here like a pleb going.
I will when I rob a bank, for sure.
Yeah, well, it's probably going to be Christmas Day before it happens, but it's coming. Team Tactic Gorilla, telling you now.
Yes.
But I think that's it for Destiny 2 right now. That's as much as we can get in, because the gaming industry's had a bit of a wake-up call recently, hasn't it? And a bit of a surprise. Now, you might experience this, folks, but I know when I'm at the pub, on those very rare occasions, I will often hear somebody say how the people that are benefit cheats and robbing the country blind on benefits and all this sort of thing, and how that they pretty much look down as scum at anyone claiming benefits anywhere, and robbing the country blind and taxpayers have to pay. Did you know that right at this moment in time, there is neck end of roughly £200 million a year being given as tax relief to companies like Rockstar, to companies like EA, to gaming companies like Warner Vision, who claimed 60 million quid this year in UK tax relief. That's insane.
That's what you call a fucking cheat. Like, these people that are on benefits for disabilities and stuff like that. Think about this. This is a multi-billion-dollar company, just one of them, taking 60 million of the UK tax. Like, come on, bro. Really?
That right there could pay for crutches for everybody in the country.
Yeah.
Everybody could have a set of crutches right now, just off the money being stolen by Warner Brothers Vision, or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
And then you've got Rockstar, the people who make Red Dead, Rockstar, the company that everyone says is an amazing game publisher. How much are they stealing? Like £40 million a year?
Yeah, £42 million in tax relief. Yeah.
That's insane. Why is the UK government allowing this to happen?
Well, they found like a government flaw inside like the international sort of tax in video gaming. And they sort of found a loophole, and they've been abusing it since like, I don't know, 2009 or 2006 or some bullshit like that. So they have it. Rockstar, I don't think's paid tax since 2009. So for about 10 years or so, they've not paid tax whatsoever.
You get HMRC will chase me for a fiver. You know, man. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And they sell, you think about when GTA 5 came out, you think about how much that game made.
Yeah.
And then you think about how much tax
it was the highest grossing entertainment, not just a game, but as an entertainment institution ever fucking created. GTA 5, I think it's not just in game. I think it's movies, TV, anything has spent more on that game than any other entertainment ever created.
Yeah.
And they're not paying a dime, not a penny.
In the first 3
twats.
days, it made $1 billion. In the first day, in the first 24 hours, it made over 11 million.
That's
I
insane.
think. No, it weren't. It was $815 million. So 511, so to speak, kind of pounds in a day. And they've basically lifted up the middle finger to the UK and took back 42 million.
Jesus wept. That's it. I used to be in the car business, and I know the car business quite well. I know for a fact that if we didn't pay our tax bill, the HMRC would pretty much just come and take all the cars.
Oh, yeah.
They'd take everything. And we're not talking one or two misses. We're talking very first one. You miss it, they'll come and take everything. Can't pay, take it away.
They'll fucking ruin your business, mate. They'll like, if you don't pay your shit like council tax or anything in the UK, they send around people to take your fucking furniture and your TV and shit.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
They
like,
turn
try
up with
and
Vaseline.
take you out your home.
They turn up with Vaseline and a smile. You know, it's like, bend over, son, we're coming in. And the straight fact is that these companies, these super multi-billion dollar companies, are raping the UK and laughing about it.
Yeah.
And we're sat there taking the, having to do it benefit cheats, and people are hard up and scrounging and living day to day. And these motherfuckers are raping us for hundreds of millions of pounds a year.
Yeah.
Just let that sink in for a second. Why is it... What I don't get right now, and what's really pissing me off about this, is why this isn't being screamed from the rooftop by every gaming organisation based in the UK right now.
Yeah.
If I was a journalist in the UK, I mean, look at Jim Sterling. He doesn't even live in the UK. And the fact is, he's flying our flag for us. And we should be going, hang on a minute, this is bollocks. Do something, Boris. Get it sorted.
Oh, Boris, don't get me started on that dickhead.
Hey, no, I tell you what. He might be a dick, but he says flub, blah, blah, blah. And I can't respect anyone more for doing that. He's like the Swedish chef of politics.
No.
He really is. And he's like, I don't know, he's like Donald Trump's kryptonite, and I like that personally. But the straight fact is we all need to be jumping to our MPs or something and going, hang on a minute, why is this even possible? Why can't we change the law right now and get an influx of £200 million a year into this country? It's not like EA and Rockstar and all these fucking corporations are going to go, right, we're going to stop selling games in the UK. It's not going to happen.
No. But it's like you have to sort of think about it on both sides. Like, we're giving Rockstar shit, Sony, Sega, Warner Media, all them sort of people, the amount of shit for doing this. But it's the UK government that are doing this.
Exactly.
They are the ones allowing this to happen for fucking 10 years or maybe even more, because apparently, is it Sega? Sega did it before this fucking bill or whatever, this tax thing was even implemented. They were doing it beforehand, so it's all falling down to the UK government. It's like they just don't even give a shit. They think, oh, it's video games, man.
Well,
but you think about $1 billion, $1 billion, like a billion pounds or whatever. You think about how much that could help the UK right now with what shit we've been going through for the past, call it 10 years. You think about what that money could go towards. And come on, we're getting shat on because we're the UK citizens. But these big fucking companies get away with it.
Well, when these rules were made, you've got to bear in mind the gaming industry was nothing compared to what it is now. You had Sega fucking around with Sonic and all that sort of shit, and Nintendo releasing some Italian plumber to go and save Princess Pitty Pants. And the straight fact is that gaming industry was nowhere near as big as it was as it is now. So they made tax laws to help companies grow. But the straight fact is that the companies have grown now. The laws need to evolve because we are the ones getting fucked.
Yeah.
Royally, with no lube.
Yeah.
And
it's like all of this money is just getting thrown into like the fucking sink or something, and the government just don't even give a shit. But it could
no.
help so much with this country sort of going through all the shit that it's going through, with the NHS and all that sort of stuff. It could go to so many more things that could help, but yet the government are just like, yeah, fuck it, just leave the water running, and that water is all of this money that is just getting tossed back to Rockstar and Sony and fucking Sega and shit, and Activision and Blizzard as well are involved in it. It's fucking pathetic.
Well, here's what I want everybody to do. I want everybody to write an email to your MP. It'll take you 30 seconds with just one question. One question. That's all you have to put. Maybe 10 words. Why is the gaming industry being allowed to run away with hundreds of millions of pounds of our money?
Yeah.
Just send that and see what response you get. And if you get a good response, put it in the comment section below. I'd love to see the responses. I'll send one as well. I'll put my response in if I get one. My MP is a bit of a dick, but we'll see what happens. You never know.
Yeah. I'll do one as well, and I'm going to tweet it. I'm going to tweet a print screen of me sending it, and if I get a reply as well, I'm going to pin it onto my Twitter, so make sure you follow that too.
Exactly. And don't forget, you can follow me at GamingGorilla3, and you can follow Tats at...
I don't know my handle. One sec.
Call
me Tat with 2 T's.
call me Tat with 2 T's, as in Tatas.
I've recently just changed it, so forgive me. Sorry.
Fuck me, sideways with a rotating cactus. Anyway, so right, so there you go. You can follow us both on Twitter, but you can always get hold of us no matter what. We're always lurking. We're always in the comment section and reading. We want to give a massive shout out to Tango and Michael for interacting in our comment section and getting involved with the TGPs every week. You guys are amazing, and that's from both of us.
Oh yeah.
And obviously, I want to give a massive shout out to 2 Thumbs Up 2.0. If you are a Destiny player, you want to join the clan, you want to play with me, Mr. B, and one day Tats, because she's a lazy bitch and she's not buying it yet. If you want to play with... Hang on. That's not quite right. If you want to be a guardian... No, hang on, that's not right either. How do I word this without sounding sexual? Screw it. If you want to play with me and Tats on a daily basis... it's going to
sound sexual regardless.
Come and join 2 Thumbs Up 2.0 on the PlayStation. Nowhere else, because everywhere else sucks. That's all from me, Mr. B.
And me, Tats.
Ta-ta for now.
Hold up.